Alright, got the, I thought I had already recorded this. Apparently I didn't. I got the, let me back up here and show you what it looks like. There's what they look like. Basically, that's how they're going to be sitting. I might be able to put some stuff in this area here. I'm not sure what I'll put in there. But Marty had a suggestion of putting pegboard, behind it, and it wouldn't be too bad, but I'm not sure that's the way I want to go with it. But I will use, there'll be a board across, let's see, am I seeing his board across here in the back to secure these top cabinets, and there'll be a board going across the back of these cabinets that will secure it. And then on the bottoms, there'll be a screw into the shelf on that one, screw in the shelf on that one, and probably on the top ones, probably will screw into the shelf below it, same way with this. And I just want it to be, I don't want to have to pull something and then have it pull the shelf out or the parts cabinet out. That one there, that shelf on this side here is has been warped for a long time. You can see how it makes it look like it's bowed in the middle, but it's not really. It's just that shelf is, you can see how far away it's pulled away from the edge there. I'm going to make sure I get that back in like it's supposed to be and get that mounted properly also. So that will be another deal that I'll be working on. So that's what I'm going to do, and let me get to it. And I don't want to take all day to get these. I do want to address Bill's concern. The screws that I use to secure these shelves are these drywall screws. These are 1 5/8 inch, Bill. That's over 1.5 inches. Number 6 drywall screw. So you can see, let me put it up here. That's how far those go in. And I think they'll be fine. There's 2 in each one of these uprights. So there's 4 on each end, 4 screws. And glue, besides. I really think these will give out long before those will come unattached to that. I may be wrong. Again, I bow to your experience on that, because I've been building these kind of shelves for a while, but anything's possible. It could, if I put the heavier stuff there. Now this is probably, these drawers, probably the heaviest things I'm going to be using. And so if they hold up pretty well, then I think I'll be all right. And I've even thought of maybe putting a piece of brace from the bottom shelf to that shelf to make sure it stays up, because I do worry a little bit about that, because I said it didn't look like, or it looked like it was bowed. It is just a little bit. You can see here in this cabinet, it's going down that way a little bit, but not much. See, it comes right back up. So I think if I put a little, I may have to put a little bit of support in the middle there, but that's not a big deal. This one here, I know, is just warped. It's always been warped. Not always, but I mean, it's been for a long time. So, anywho, gonna secure that first, and then we'll go from there. And like I said, I'll bring you back and show you my progress. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back here one more time. I have the backboard on there. You can see where it goes there crossed. And that shelf, or that parts cabinet, just sitting there to make sure I got the height right, which I do. And the other one will fit up there on the other side, just like I had it before. Now you'll notice it's clamped. I I did not figure this correctly. I didn't count on not being able to get a drill in there to drill those holes. So what I'm doing is gluing them. And in the meantime, I have ordered a couple of items I think will help out greatly in my efforts to do this. I still want to put screws in there, and I have the holes drilled in. This board here is drilled. I just need to make some pilot holes in each one of these upright shelves so that I can screw in the wood screws without, and I am using the smaller ones for this too, without splitting the wood. So that's basically what I want to do. The screws will just be an additional, and it's not really necessary because there's really no weight on this. It's just going to be the back of the cabinet, parts cabinet, holding it straight, or holding it steady, and that's all it's going to be. So that's going to work out all right. I think I'm going to have to put another one up here for the upper shelves, or for the upper parts cabinets, but I have plenty of that left. I bought an 8-foot strip of that, so. Anywho, that's that, and I just kind of wanted to show you what I was doing and kind of waiting on now, because I want to make sure that's good and set before I try to do anything. And those parts, those additional, I have an extension coming for a hex drive, you know, sockets, or whatever you want to call them, bits, and I have a right angle. You know, this is kind of funny. If you ever look for a right angle hex drive shaft, whatever you want to call it, adapter, whatever, it says 105 degree right angle. Well, I mean, I always thought a right angle was 90 degrees, but you know, maybe somebody considers it a little bit different. I guess, you know, 105 degrees would be, you know, if it was that way, I guess it would be a right angle. I don't know. But anyway, it just struck me funny that they put that in there like that. So, but anyway, that's what it is. It's supposed to be 105 degree, and I'm hoping it will be enough to where I can get those drill bits in there. I have also another set of drill bits. Let me turn you around here and we'll show you. I've always really liked these drill bits a lot. I use them a lot in my power screwdriver. And so I ordered a 13-piece set of these that go from, I think, 64th or 16th, I can't remember what it is. It's pretty small, to a 1/4 inch. And they're supposed to be the titanium. I don't really care about that. The only thing I ever use this for is usually for wood or light metal. It's not, I don't use them for much of anything else, but it's just a lot handier to put those, switch the bits around in that power screwdriver than it would be in the drill driver. And I use the drill driver for drilling the bigger holes, the ones like into the boards that I drilled there for the screws to go through. That lets the screws go all the way through those into the backing board there, and I use a smaller, well, that bit you just saw, for the power screwdriver to drill the pilot holes, or whatever you want to call them, so they don't split the wood. So anyway, that's that. Other than that, I think I'm done for the evening. Have my bed warming up. That sounds funny, doesn't it? I generally come in here early and set the control on the heat electric blanket to about 3 and let it cook a while. So, you know, when I get in it, I like it nice and toasty, because I turn the heat down to 65 at night, and that's pretty cool inside, I think. So, and I only turned up to 70 during the day, and it's been running like constantly for, I don't know, probably the last 2 or 3 hours. It just runs and runs and runs to keep it at 70 in the nighttime. Like I said, it's probably 5 or 6 degrees out. So I'm hoping that our Arctic blast goes away here before long, and we get back to more seasonable temperatures. So that's the plan anyway. Anyway, that's a little update there, and I've already went too far with it, but you know, that's how I do. So I'm in the process of making the tube tester video, and the last part of that video is going to involve me testing one of them tubes I tested before. It'll probably be the older tube. I can't remember the number offhand. 1629, 1626, something like that. One was a I tube, and I'm not going to test that again, but I'm going to test the other one. And we're going to use the new data charts that Bill says doesn't work with our testers. And I'm hoping to prove him wrong on that. Not that I'm out to prove Bill wrong on everything he says, I'm not. But I think if he understood what the deal is on how to test things with that new tube chart, I think he would see what I'm talking about. And they do, I think it does work. I haven't actually tried it yet, but from everything I've read, it does work. And it just amounts to a new procedure to use when testing the tubes. You have to follow that as well. So, anywho, that's coming up here, and I'm trying to get that finished. I worked on it quite a bit this evening after Kylie left, so I don't know. I'll get it though eventually. So, all right, I'm talking too much again. So, you guys, I'll try to bring you back when I do some more on this shelf. And meantime, I'll probably do the tester video. So this may take a while because I want to wait for those tools to come in, and they're not supposed to come in until Monday next week. So that will be that. So you guys stand by and wait. And of course, you know your delay won't be but a second, whereas mine will be substantially longer. So you know how that works in video. So all right, we'll see you a little later. Welcome back, YouTube. I'm here with another little update. You can see these little devices here. These are, I guess you call them 1x1 square. They're not accurate, but I mean they're about that size. Actually, more. I think they're more like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. But anywho, that's going to be fine for what I want for, because I'm just going to use these for the cleats that Bill was talking about. I thought I had them, and I thought maybe I could use these, hoping these will be wide enough to clamp them while the glue sets. So, going to try that a little bit and see what happens with it, and I'll bring you right back. Alright, well, there you can see what I've done. That's one on that side and one on that side. And like I said, it's going to take a while because I only have 2 clamps. Well, I have 4 altogether, counting the big ones, but that will fit that. Those spring clamps just won't open wide enough to do that. So anyway, I guess that's how I'll do it. Put 2 in, let them cure. I don't really need to let them cure overnight, I don't think. Probably, maybe 6 hours or so. They should be set up enough to where I can take clamps off. I would hope. Anyway, we'll not worry about it one way or the other. But I have plenty of those cleats to use, and I should have no problem getting them all done that way eventually. It'll take a while, but I never thought about it. But I should have done the back first, because I can do the front anytime once it's sitting in place. And you know, I just wanted to see how they worked out. So that should work pretty good. Now the bottom board there, or the back board, whatever you want to call this board here, has been screwed on each side, and it has been, the glue is set up overnight. So I think it's well enough to attach the bottom parts cabinets to. And we'll go from there. I'm taking a little break, by the way, from my tube tester video that I'm preparing. It's kind of slow going, so we'll get back to it here eventually. So, like I said, next step is to attach those, and we'll go from there. So let me bring you back when I have more done. All right, back once more. I have the first shelf secured. It is very secure. It is at the bottom as well. See if I can take this out and show you what I'm talking about. There, you can see it back there. There's one lone screw in the middle. There's one there at the corner and one there at that corner. So there are screws in there securing everything, and it is very nice and solid. I do like that. I like that a lot. So what we're doing now is, I think I'm going to take another break from this and go back to the tube tester video. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm using my little LED extension light here. That's worked out really nice because it gets in there in the spots that I need it. So I'm happy about that. Let's see. I think that's about it. Pretty sure. Like I said, the next one will be the one on the bottom there. That'll have to be put in on that side. That's shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. That one was a little bit difficult. It was hard to get a screwdriver. I had this one screwdriver that I used, which you can see fits right in there, but it hits right in here, so it's a little bit difficult to get it. I have an extension, like I said, I think I mentioned that. I guess extensions coming that should aid this greatly. So that should be that. And I think that'll do this update. So we will come back a little later, maybe with another one. Either that or just post this. I'm not really sure. But we're getting closer and closer all the time, so that's a good thing. So see you a little later. Alright, there's the finished, well, I didn't say finished, it's not screwed in yet, but that's what it's going to look like. There's going to be a little gap there because of those cleats. Same with that side. And those are glued and ready to go. Now this one up here, I'm trying something a little new. What I've done is use the blocks with glue and put one screw in the middle of it just to hold it tight and let it set up. And that should go a little quicker than the clamps, because I can only do two at a time with clamps, and it takes quite a while. So that's what we're doing, and I've got enough cut, I think, for most of the ones to be put on. And if it works out right, I'll go ahead and cut the rest of them and finish this up, and they'll be done, and I can go ahead and set that back in. Probably what I'll do is set the back ones first, and then go ahead and set it back against the wall where it's going, and put the front ones in because they're easy to get to. So that's what we're going to try. Alright, this is going to be the last update. I think I alluded to the last update being the last update, but you know, hey. This is what it's actually going to look like, where it's going to sit. You can see it's back against the wall now, and it's sitting very nicely. And we'll see if the outside comes to the corner there, which is about where I wanted it at. Nice, nice. This is out far enough now where the drawer is open. All the edge drawers there, they open real fine, no problem. And now I didn't put cleats on this one, and I didn't put cleats on the bottom. I think the reason is obvious. The bottom's sitting right on the floor practically. I think those legs are a ½ inch beyond that, and they sink down in the carpet enough to where that bottom shelf is practically on the floor. So this one here does not have any weight on it. All the weight is on this backboard here. If we can see that, yeah, because these are both screwed. Both of these are screwed to that, so it's hanging on there. In fact, that one was actually hanging a little bit off the shelf completely when I screwed it in. I think it's settled in now very nicely, but there's basically no weight on here. I wanted it by design that way because I didn't want to bow that board. These will probably be the heaviest things I put on here, but like I said, they're not even, the weight is not on them. So, but the rest of them, as you can see, one cleat there, cleat there. Now all the back ones are done. You can see them in the back there. Those are all in and glued, and like I said, one screw holding them. And I will put the rest of the front ones in now that I'm sitting out here, can get to them easier. So that's the plan. I'm still not sure how I'm going to secure those top drawers, parts cabinets. I think another what do you call it, behind there would be all right. I'm sure it will work. The problem I have is how to get that in there. I think I'm going to have to do an angle type screw like I did with these cleats. I just basically drilled them at a slight angle so I could get my power screwdriver in there to tighten them up. And so they're in there good and solid. And I think that's probably what I'll do with this backboard on this, is just put glue on it and put one screw in it at an angle so I can actually just go in at an angle and screw it in that way. So just something to hold it till the glue sets, basically the same way with the cleats. So anywho, that's all I'm going to do there. And when I get this all completely done, probably in another video, I'll update it and show you that it is done and everything's back, or should be, or is as it should be, I should say. So there you go. Now this next part's for Bill. Last night, I think I sent you an email to this effect, but in case you didn't read it, I did use this, let me get around here, this tube tester with the Coldtronics data. Now I tested a 6AL5, 6AQ8, and 3 6AU6s. And they all tested fine. One of the 6AU6s was weak. But other than that, there were no shorts. The shorts that were supposed to show showed properly. And I really truly believe the Coldtronics data book is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, Bill, it's just that key of using the new improved test procedure, setup procedure, whatever you want to call it. But that's the whole key about using the newer data. Now that data I sent you from Knight, I think that's mostly European tubes, it appears to be. I didn't really look at it that close. I found the 1626 and 1629 in there and used that, but I think this new data book that I'm getting from eBay, which is supposed to be here Saturday, I think, or Monday, one of the two, but whenever it comes in, I will share with you on that and show you what it looks like. It wasn't that expensive. It was maybe $8.99 or $9.99, something like that. But 66 pages. It should be a pretty good one, I hope. But in the meantime, the Coldtronics works. There's even instructions in that Coldtronic books, and that's the updated instructions. So you know, I don't see a problem using that, just as long as you use that procedure. So. Alright, that's it. I'm way over time on this one, and you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see ya.